Now, the judgment in the bail application of the alleged Parliament arsonist Zandile Mafe has been reserved until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Mafe's legal representative, Advocate Dali Mpofu, has accused the state of improperly obtaining a confession from Mafe. Our reporter Nasiphi Same is following the story for us and joins us live from the Western Cape High Court. Very good afternoon to you, Nasiphi. A lot happened in court, some shocking revelations there. Talk to us about this confession that Mafe allegedly put down.
Well, Mpo, indeed, if you do remember right at the beginning of the defense's argument when they took up this matter after Mafe was arrested following the fire that gutted Parliament, they did put forward the fact that, or rather, he was diagnosed with schizophrenic, or rather was diagnosed with schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia, my apologies. And we do understand that that is something that is also on the cards, which the defense is using in the sense that how do you then take a confession from someone that you deem as not mentally fit and take a confession from that person and then use it. So basically, Advocate Dali Mpofu is saying that that confession is indeed worthless and cannot be used in the sense that the state had deemed Mr. Mafe as, rather deemed as mentally unfit as he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. And as you put it, by 3 o'clock we can expect some sort of consensus from the judges. A third judge has been appointed in this matter, which is the trial being reheard, or rather the bail application appeal being reheard following that judgment that was rather from the 25th, when we were back at the Western Cape High Court in regards to the bail application. Now a third judge has been brought in to basically break even in regards to that particular matter. So we can expect some sort of outcome today in regards to Mr. Mafe. Advocate Dali Mpofu also going as far as saying that it has been about 5, if not 6 months since Mr. Mafe has been behind bars, who stands accused of breaking into Parliament, contravening a National Key Point Act, including, or rather a string of charges including terrorism. So today we can expect some sort of outcome in that regard, which they have been calling on for, which is the bail application appeal.
And a lot of the arguments also that have been put forward relate around Mr. Mafe being seen on video footage and the description fitting of himself. Talk to us about that.
Well, Mpo, what we do know is that there is CCTV footage that identifies Mr. Mafe inside the parliamentary precincts, including inside the assemblies, where he was allegedly inside those buildings for about 30 hours, if not more, before he was arrested outside of Parliament's National Assembly in those precincts of Parliament. According to the state, they are saying that based on the CCTV footage or video footage that they have, they do see Mr. Mafe at some point trying to gain access into Teenhays. When he was unable to do so, he moved to the old assembly where he was able to gain access. Apparently in that particular CCTV footage, they do see him walking around the various assemblies using what they say is petrol and, throwing it on the floor and also using a lighter. We do understand that this CCTV footage also, is added to the video footage that has been obtained by the state, rather, showing Mr. Mafe in the precincts of Bellville buying petrol and getting into a taxi and landing up in Cape Town, which is about 15, if not more, kilometers away, and ultimately gaining access into the precincts of Parliament, where he is then picked up by the CCTV footage of 30 hours, if not more, inside the precincts and also inside the parliamentary buildings, which the state is saying that they do recognize Mr. Mafe from that CCTV footage, including the clothing items that he was wearing. And just to add on, what the state has said in regards to the petrol that was poured in Parliament, they have obviously obtained the clothes that he was wearing to find any traces of the substance that he used to allegedly, set Parliament ablaze. We do also understand that another question that was on the table was cell phone records of Mr. Mafe, and we do understand that the Hawks have indeed concluded that, and it will be added in the state's arguments, and should the matter, or when the matter rather goes to trial.
Very well, Nasiphi Same, let's leave it there for now as we keep a very close eye on that court come 3 p.m. this afternoon, the judgment in the bail application of alleged arsonist Zandile Mafe, Parliament arsonist Zandile Mafe.